Hello, everyone. It's me again. If you don't know who I am, my name is Luis Aleman Alvarez, and I'm an artistic associate at Sundown Collaborative Theater. Thank you for joining me for our second episode of our Great Impresario Syllabus. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is a video series in which I will discuss some plays and movies that I think have a similar tone, vibe, aesthetic, and deal with similar themes as our current production, the great impresario Boris Lermontov would like to invite you to dinner. Now, without further ado, this is Art. Art is a French language play by Yasmina Reza that premiered in 1994 at Comédie des Champs-Élysées in Paris. The play subsequently ran in London in 1996 and on Broadway in 1998. The show has won many accolades, everything from Molière Award, Olivier Awards, to Drama Desk Awards and Tonys. The play, a comedy, raises questions about art and friendship concerns three longtime friends, Sergei, Mark, and Yvonne. Sergei, indulging in his penchant for modern art, buys a large, expensive, completely white painting with some slightly less white lines. Mark is horrified that Sergei would waste his money on this, and their relationship suffers considerable strain as a result of their differing opinions about what constitutes art. Their troubled friend Ivan finds himself caught in the middle of the conflict. He attempts to please and mollify both of them, but this only serves to make things worse. Now, the reason I think of this play when I think of Impresario is because Yasmina Reza explores the themes of modern art, subjectivity of taste, and the fragility of male friendship. Although there's not a direct through line between Impresario and art, both pieces take place in the world of fine art and the inextricable feeling of alienation that occurs within it. Something I think is really interesting as well is how Yasmina explores ego, masculinity, and competition. The characters in this play use art as an emotional manipulation and one-upmanship. The conversations and arguments that these three friends have reflect the toxic struggle for intellectual and emotional superiority rather than an honest, genuine conversation about art. And I think that really ties into Impresario as well, because Impresario, although about ballet, is really about the dynamics between two people and the power struggle between those people and how absolute power corrupts absolutely, and the hierarchical struggles between these two people, and how when you're in a position of power, it's so easy to kind of succumb to that power. And the ballet and the art is kind of in the background, right? That's not really the main draw or the main focus of the show. And art does a really good, the play art does a really good job at kind of presenting these ideas, not as overtly, right? It's about art and this painting, but not really, right? It's about these friends and their relationships and their struggles with ego and masculinity and competition with one another. Reza also really hits on the point that dialogue can be used to avoid true connection, which is antithetical to what art is. And I think that that's such an interesting theme to explore. And like I said earlier, there's no direct through line between impresario and art, but the fact that they both overtly talk about fine art and subtextually deal with themes like power, competition, and taste is something I find incredibly resonant. All right, that's it for episode 2 of our syllabus. Thank you so much for listening. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all learned something new, and I hope y'all garnered a newfound interest in our upcoming production. Check this feed for upcoming episodes. In the next episode, I will be discussing the Darren Aronofsky joint, Black Swan. All right, thank you guys so much. See y'all soon.